How you doing, babe? How's your week been?
I'm fine, babe. How are you doing?
Good, babe. What's happening, babe?
Not much, babe. What's happening?
That's good, babe. So, welcome back to.
We have to stop the slushy stuff.
We have to stop the slushy stuff. Was that Nancy?
Yeah.
Nancy said we're being awfully slushy on camera. So, I'm sorry about that, everybody.
It's okay, Matthew.
But you are my babe, aren't you? Not as in the pig, as in my beautiful fiance. I love you. Come here.
Matthew, come on.
Welcome back to the podcast. What's the chat with Alex and Matthew? We hope everyone's good.
We didn't plan that.
This was not. For anyone watching, we're going red, possibly. I had a sunbed last night, and that's my reason for going red. Alex is just going red. But welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. We do hope everyone's good. We hope everyone's had a good week. How's your week been?
I forgot, you've thrown me completely off now with your PDA.
What have you been up to? What's been happening?
It's been a really quick week. I can't believe we're back here already.
Even today, as an individual day, throughout the week was quick. So it's just been a quick week.
Yeah.
Nothing much happening.
Not really.
I've had a good week, thanks for asking me.
I did ask you right at the beginning.
Also, one of your clients said that I should give you a chance to speak in the podcast.
Who said that?
Roisin.
Did she?
But you said she was joking.
I think I said that.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
So I think I do talk a bit more than you
So
in
now
this.
you've just insulted somebody.
Roisin, I'm so sorry. But it was so nice because you were talking to Roisin about the podcast.
Roisin was talking to me about the podcast.
And she enjoyed it. There's been a lot of clients talking about the podcast this week, which we are of course super happy about. I say super before things quite a lot, I've noticed. A lot of my posts that I put up on social media, I say I'm super excited, I'm super something.
What are you doing tonight?
There we go. Sorry, there was like a wee hair or something. Not attached, it was just stuck.
Not shaved last night.
Welcome back, everyone. This was a bizarre intro to the podcast this week. It's been a quick week, it's been a good week. What has been, we watched the Brit Awards.
That was probably the highlight of my television this week.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
When was the last time you watched the Brit Awards?
A million years ago. Like, when I was really young.
I can't remember the last time I watched them, and it used to be a big thing.
We saw a bit of a programme a couple of weeks ago that was, because it's 40 years.
Yes.
Brits, and it was like the best of like the Brit moments or
Did
something.
we? When was this? When was that?
I remember we were watching clips of when Jarvis Cocker went on
Yeah,
stage.
I do.
Was it Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Like they were showing things like that, and when people made controversial speeches and things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'd seen a few clips of that, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was
great fun.
good music this year.
There used to always be you felt that like there were career-defining moments from the past in the Brits. When I look back at them, thinking, wow, they've just done that at the Brits, and there was some of that this year. Again, there was probably one big moment. Jack Whitehall, Buckfast as well, that's came into the news. He's responded quite well to a tweet actually. Somebody tweeted him, Lewis Capaldi, who I'm not actually his biggest fan.
I would, but there's plenty of them out there.
And what I will say is he's incredibly talented, I'm just not his biggest fan, that's all.
To be fair, you didn't see the beginning bit.
You almost cried, you said. You said it was emotional.
I never said I almost cried.
You said it was emotional.
But I never said I almost cried, so please don't say that. Anyway, Lewis Capaldi sang. I think it was his second live performance, and he was amazing. Like
really good. Goosebumps.
Like, just amazing. And I see what I kind of get it. What people are saying.
I get what they see, and I think he's incredibly talented. I'm just not his biggest fan. That's all.
I'm sure he's not going to lose any sleep over that.
I don't know.
Maybe he's not your.
He's still fan. Well, he might not be my biggest fan, but he still stays at his mum's house, which is quite nice. And is it Whitburn or Broxburn or Bathgate? One of those areas. But what he done, somebody tweeted saying, I don't think it's very good. The UK or Scotland maybe in particular has got an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, as I have my Corona. But he responded, and it was a picture of him with his Buckfast going up to get his award.
It's just a laugh.
And he pretty much responded saying, shut up. It's my first day off in months, and I'm having a drink whilst receiving a Brit Award, like, get a grip of yourself. And I think he had a very good point with that.
Yeah.
So
it was just a laugh.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many worse things he could be doing. You know, and worse things he could be saying.
There is. Have you ever tried Buckfast?
No. We've spoken about this before.
How devastated would you be if you got sponsored by Buckfast for the podcast? The Buckfast podcast.
Paid the bills on.
That'd be fine. So yeah, his performance. I seen a bit of it. I did see a wee clip of it that was very good.
Did it make you emotional?
You know me, I get emotional at most things, to be honest. I watch our podcast back and get emotional. Jack Whitehall, he was very good.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
What?
He wasn't overly offensive. He was quite. It was, you know, there wasn't anything too awful this year. It was quite easygoing, like, you know, funny but not too offensive.
Although he did obviously have a joke about Harry Styles and his sister, which
that wasn't the worst thing.
No, but it was funny though.
I know, but I mean, it's when he kept saying Harold. I just
That's
really
brilliant,
cracked
isn't
me
it?
up.
Like Harold.
Somebody said yesterday, or the day before, that Harry Styles looked like Willy Wonka. And he did a bit,
didn't he? That was like, his outfit was it was interesting to say the least. But do you know what?
So what? He's
Harry
Harry
Styles. He can do what he wants, really, can't he? Remember that shop? What everyone wears.
What everyone wants.
But then they had the advert. No, because it was what everyone was. It not like a.
It was called What Every Woman Wants, and then it was changed to What Everyone.
And then in the advert it was What Everyone Wants to do. That song or something. Something along those lines. Anyway, it was very good, and in an era, in a time where award shows and ceremonies are getting rid of judges, I think Jack Whitehall put it together very well.
Not judges.
Oh, not judges, sorry, presenters. You know what I meant. The podcast listeners know what we meant. Yeah. So it was very good.
But usually because of controversy, that's why.
Yeah, I know. What was your performance of the night in the Brits?
Stormzy.
He just is incredible.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He really is, and it got me even more excited about Manchester going to see him.
Did you ask me what my worst performance was?
What was your worst performance?
That Billie Eilish.
James Bond song. I've not heard much of her stuff.
Not her personally.
Yeah,
I found it just.
I was talking to somebody yesterday who's a big fan.
Did Stormzy not do the Bond track?
Do you know what?
It's so much more interesting.
A bit more current to it. What the issue? Not the issue. That's a bit extreme. It's not really an issue.
No.
Sorry, guys. The person I was talking to yesterday, who is a fan of what's her name, Billie
Eilish. I don't even know. So
her with the green and black hair. He's a big fan of hers, and he didn't even like the James Bond song because the issue with the James Bond song is it's too James Bond. Anyone can sing it.
Every year.
It is, and I know that, but they need to mix it up.
But I think it's more about who sings the song than what the song is.
Yeah, but they need to mix it up a bit. So get Stormzy on, do a wee verse, spit a verse. I know.
I'm surprised that Stormzy and Ed Sheeran song wasn't customised to be about Bond or anything.
That could have been good. If my rap career takes off, then I'd spit a verse for that.
Spit a verse.
Stormzy, yeah, that's what they do.
Is that the
spit a verse?
term, is it?
Yeah. So it was a good night. Also, Dave, we're going to go talk about Stormzy in a little bit again about something else. Dave's performance was probably the controversial moment of the night. His performance was good. He's an artist that I really like. I've bored you with his lyrics before. Know when I send you a text with the words to a song and sort of you have to guess who they are?
Just don't open them anymore.
Yeah, just ignore them, don't you? I've listened to Dave's album a lot, and he's got a song called Black that is an extremely good song. The lyrics are incredible, and the story behind it and the points in the song are really, really good. So he performed this song, and I've got to also say I was quite impressed with the piano that he was playing. They had all these visuals coming up across the like it was. You said that about the lights as well. It was really quite cool.
That was Rod Stewart.
Yeah, it was really cool how they put things together. But at the end of the song called Black, that is about black people, and if anyone's not listened to it and is interested, listen to it because it is very good.
Is it about racism?
It sort of. It's about how, like, one of the lines in the song are black. So it's basically being black as that's sort of a common theme in the song, and it's sort of like black is having to work twice as hard as the other person to prove you're as good as them. It's lots of different things. It's a great song. You'll listen to it after this podcast. We'll make you listen to it. So it's a great song. So he'd done the song, performed it really well. His performance was okay. I felt his performance wasn't a stand-up performance, although I love the song.
I was too distracted by the visuals.
Yeah, and I felt a couple of times like I didn't feel there was. It's not a song that's got masses of energy necessarily, but I felt the energy wasn't there for a show. That's a different story. I'm not whatever you call it. I'm not Simon Cowell. But at the end of this song, he'd done what people were saying a freestyle. It wasn't a complete freestyle because he'd obviously rehearsed it. It was like a off the top. It wasn't planned. It's not part of the song. It was an addition to the song. Where basically he said Boris Johnson is racist.
Well, he said our Prime Minister.
Our Prime Minister, our Prime Minister is racist. He spoke about Grenfell Tower and how the victims of Grenfell are still looking for accommodation. And they went in quite a lot to these people, and it was quite a sort of wow moment.
I'm surprised they didn't cut him off actually. They actually did.
They had to play it, and I think if they had have cut it off, it would have been a disaster
worse,
for them.
yeah.
And it's so funny because
I don't think they would have expected it.
no, and it was such a sort of big moment, and obviously very much racism, talking about like black people in the black community and how amazing it is, and then they go to Jack Whitehall, who's probably not in a bad way, probably one of the most white privileged people, like not in a bad way.
White privilege thing, yeah.
Yeah, but like, you can say that it is, and I'm sure Jack Whitehall would joke about it and say it himself. He is. Like if you could put a picture of a white privileged male, it would probably be Jack Whitehall, or Jamie Lang, yes. So private podcast, we're coming for you. Private parts podcast. But yeah, it was really good. It was really good to watch it. It was nice actually just sitting down watching it.
I wonder if Boris and Carrie were watching it. That's our Prime Minister.
No, no, Boris is.
Girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't know his girlfriend. I didn't know his girlfriend was called that.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Who did you think I meant?
Well, I thought you meant your pal.
No, I'm not going to be sitting with Boris.
I know that. I thought it was strange. I thought you'd
watching, like thinking, oh, Dave's quite cool, and then he starts.
Imagine Boris is sort of rapping away to Dave, and he's like, oh no, he's talking about me. So it was good. The one person that really irritated me, what's her name?
Oh, Lizzo.
Lizzo or something. I don't like her. The whole thing was about her. Any moment she seemed to pop up.
Yeah, she stole that Harry Styles moment quite a bit.
She appeared everywhere, and like I'm sure you're good. I didn't like the performance much. I didn't like what's the song?
I don't know what's
I'm not keen on the song. Not really keen on her. So I'm sorry, it's not a bad. I'm just sort of, as an artist, I'm not looking.
It's not my favourite music.
I seem to whenever
she was really. I mean, when he was talking to Harry Styles, she kept making it her moment.
And I know they had an ongoing joke maybe, but she kept popping up. So anyway, that was my thoughts on the Brits. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to next year.
There was just to go back to that, there was the Oz category though that I didn't know anybody was.
What was it? International Male or something?
I've got no idea.
And I knew who.
He said that Theresa May never let him in the country 5 years ago.
Yes, I do.
I don't know what his name was, but I've never heard of him.
What's the guy's name? What's his name? Begins with a B. He was in one of the categories, and that's the only one I knew. But in my mind, he's from like 100. I can't think who he is.
He's from 100 what?
It's not from 100 years ago, but that's what I think.
Oh, Bruce
in my head.
Springsteen.
Bruce, him.
I was quite random, wasn't
it? Like how's he? Like what's? I don't know what he's done. I don't know.
I thought Rod was quite good at the end.
Rod was good, and Rod is just somebody.
Uninterested in Ronnie.
Rod is somebody.
Is that his name?
Yeah, you'd have in a heartbeat at your wedding. We would. Like I'm not saying for the last dance or the first dance or whatever. You'd have him.
If I would.
Like I heard him singing, you thought, well, I'd let him sing.
But you said you wanted hip hop at the wedding.
But if Rod Stewart turned up, like for the older crowd.
Well, I'll ask Stormzy, you ask Rod to see how far we can.
I could spit a verse with Stormzy at our wedding. So yeah, the Brit Awards were really good. It was good watching it again because I do remember watching when I was younger, along with like the MTV Awards and the Grammys.
Do you remember when there was something in Edinburgh to do with the MTV Awards?
Yes, it was Ocean Terminal, I think.
Is it not at Princess Street Gardens?
It was at Princess Street Gardens. No, I'm not sure. I thought it was Ocean Terminal, but there was MTV Awards in Edinburgh.
There was something, wasn't there?
Were they not staying at the Balmoral?
I don't know.
Beyonce stayed at the Balmoral once, remember that?
J-Lo. Heard that.
Same time?
It must have been, yeah. It must have been for that.
Must have been for the awards. They wouldn't just come to Edinburgh for a girls' weekend away.
You never know. A wee spa break.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so the Brit Awards were really good. If anyone has any thoughts on the Brit Awards or who shouldn't have won or who did win and what you think, leave a comment as always.
I'd like to go next year.
Also, we've had a few clients, I'd like to go as well. Hopefully we get invited to be the official podcasters of the Brit Awards.
Backstage podcasters.
Also, if we get up to 100 subscribers, hopefully, like, it might take a year. I know it's not a lot of subscribers, but it's my goal that I want to get to, okay? It's a while away, but I want to get there. I would like to do a live reaction video live at the Brit Awards. Not at the Brit Awards, but even in the house watching them. That's what I'd like to do next year. I think that'd be quite good fun. I want to let...
Sorry, from 100 by next year?
Hopefully not before that, but we might just do it next. We might just commit to it now. We might do a live reaction video to the podcast, to the Brit Awards next year. I want to let everyone know, we've had a few clients say to us this week, when I say, have you subscribed to our channel, they ask how much it is. Now, I want to let everyone know, you do not pay to subscribe to our channel yet, okay? So get in now. There's no payment to subscribe to our channel.
You don't even have to have notifications on.
Switch notifications off if you want.
It just makes Matthew happy.
Makes me happy. The numbers go up. It's good for us. If you do want to be notified, press the little bell or just subscribe. That happens, and you'll be told when we bring a new video out.
The more the merrier. The more that Buckfast see, the more we'll get sponsored.
And I will give everyone that subscribes a shot of Buckfast if Hot Buckfast sponsor our podcast. So yeah, there's no payment to subscribe yet. So please subscribe. What else has been in the news this week, babe? You had a couple of stories.
Babe, I don't know. I did, but they're not really, it's not so much, you know, headline news. I just find it really interesting that Richard Branson has a cruise ship now for Virgin Holidays. It's not Virgin Holidays, it's called Virgin Voyages. I mean, it does sound a bit dodgy.
See,
Virgin Voyages, it's called the Scarlet Lady.
So Alex, before we started this, Alex said, "Oh, I've got a story," and she told me briefly, and she said it's a Virgin Voyage and
Voyages, I think.
And the Scarlet Lady, and she was like, it goes off once a year, and I'm like, geez, what's this new cruise ship that Richard's going for? Like, I genuinely thought it was going to be a group of single people to go on a cruise.
No, that maybe, well, it's adults only.
Is that? You can't have adults only.
You can.
Virgin cruise called the Scarlet Lady. It goes off once a year.
Stop it. Stop being crude.
I'm not being crude, but
no, it's so. This is what he's got into now, and he feels that after all these years in that industry, that he's always wanted to have these cruise ships. But the photos of it, if you like go online and look at the photos, it looks gorgeous. I've not really fancied a cruise, if I'm being honest. I know it's a massive type of holiday, people love it.
Certainly not one in Japan.
It's not, well, it's...
Sorry
Matthew, would you like to continue? It's not something I've particularly fancied, but this looks really nice. And there's a rock star suite, and there's actual guitars that you can use and everything. It looks really cool, yeah. And there's a running track around the ship, so you can go running. It's very much focused on health and well-being. So there's yoga, there's the gym, there's the spa. The salon looks quite nice as well. Yeah,
I bet there's a very good plant-based menu as well for dinner.
Probably, but there's 20, I think it says there's 20 different places to eat on it.
Michelin star as well?
Yes, I told you that.
Did you say that already?
I told you that.
No, it's just I was prompting.
And he said he's trying to get away from the sort of cruise buffet style. I don't know, I've never done a cruise, so I'm not sure if that's... And the entertainment sounds quite similar. It's, you know, live music and things, drag shows and things like that. I wouldn't say no if it was free. Richard.
Was there a cost on this? Do you know?
It never said.
Not said. It's never good when there's not a price.
No, but it wasn't. It's not. I don't know if it's available to book yet. It was just launching in Dover the other day.
I always get the impression, you say like a buffet for cruises. I always had the impression on cruises that you had to wear a top hat to dinner, and that's what I thought it was a very formal situation. Well, you had to wear a sort of shirt and tie every night.
But where on earth would you wear a top hat
to the cruise dinner?
You would maybe need to wear a suit, yeah.
And a top hat?
I don't think so.
Well, that's what I always thought.
I don't think there's anywhere now you would need to wear a top hat.
I don't know, I hope not. Not got one, really. But you always imagine Virgin and Richard Branson, if they do something like that, it's going to be good. Everything else they do is good.
That was my story. I find that quite interesting. Anything to do with holidays and...
You're right in that. So what we do, so I shouldn't really admit this, but if there's football on or something I'm really wanting to watch or I need a bit of time, I will say to Alex, can you check the flights for somewhere? And I won't even say that we're maybe going or we're not going, so I'll just say, for example, can you check the flights to Tenerife? And Alex, for the next half an hour to an hour, will guaranteed be on the phone checking all the deals. It's great, eh?
I enjoy it.
I know.
And I know you do it to shut me up, but...
I don't always, like sometimes we need to know. But there is all the time I think, this will buy me a bit of time here if I just sort of say such and such. But I don't do it all the time. The other bit of news was quite exciting, especially for you if this had been going at your time.
Yes, MI6.
Which is, what is MI6?
It's like the intelligence agency.
Do you know what it stands for? So,
she doesn't know, I don't know. There's MI5 and MI6. Hang on, I'll go to my story. So they're recruiting, they're doing a recruitment and they've lowered their recruitment age to 18, so what they're trying to do is get school leavers. Can you imagine leaving school and going into like...
Imagine, that'd be...
Yes, I did suggest
much better than working in
I did suggest it to Taylor.
What did Taylor say about it?
Hang on, I'll just go to my WhatsApps. Sorry Taylor.
Let's see Taylor's one. So Taylor right now is going through, is he choosing the subjects for...
Fifth year.
MI6 I don't think was on a sort of choice of careers to begin with.
So he sent laughing emojis and said, imagine me as an agent, and I sent the spy emoji, and that was really it. I don't think he took it seriously. So I'll be able to tell you more information.
You'll go home this weekend, all the glasses on, suit.
I know.
A pen that
I
shoots.
just find that very interesting.
So they're trying to get a younger age group into it because the younger people are more current and know whether it's technology and all these things. Is that right?
Yes, because obviously. Sorry, I was just reading.
Don't be sorry.
So the employment age was 21 and they've lowered it to 18 because kids are so good with technology and things like that. So the words are, the MI6 hopes to capture the hearts and minds of a generation savvy with modern technology.
And you were saying that they were picking the kids up at school?
So they invited a group of 30 youngsters from London to obviously like their headquarters, just to try and I suppose to do a sort of seminar, show them not to necessarily recruit those people, but I suppose it starts people talking about
gets
it,
interest.
And they were maybe going to get footage and content, for their website. But they didn't. So it must have been arranged, but the kids didn't actually know what was happening until they were picked up at the gates and then taken away. So it was kept secret.
It does sound like very much like the Kingsman and stuff like that. That was the film we watched, wasn't it? Like the comedy spy thing. That no one knew. They went into like secret shops and all of these things.
I love that kind of
so that would have been a dream for you. And you do wonder what goes on within these agencies and what people know and what they don't know.
I was just trying to find out what it actually said.
So that's quite exciting though, because imagine being that age and say,
military intelligence, section 6.
So is MI5 military intelligence section 5?
I presume so.
There we go. We've learned something new.
I knew obviously the intelligence, but I didn't know military.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the jobs sound so interesting.
It would be. You can find stuff out.
Absolutely love that.
You're an unofficial spy. You can find stuff out.
I think most people are on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. If somebody mentions somebody's name, you know their family, you know the situation, don't you, pretty quickly. It's a good thing. You can create MI7.
Well, maybe it is an MI7. How do we not know there's not a section 7?
That's a very good point. So it's my turn. My story of the week. I can't believe the percentage in this story because I don't even know it's right. I'm sure this is what I read. It's not even. It doesn't matter. 60% of people. This was a headline. 60% of people take their phone to the toilet or the bathroom. Right?
Is that all?
That was my thought. Why? So the 40% of people out there. What do you do when you go to the toilet? Well, apart from the toilet, but why?
Personally, I don't actually take my phone to the toilet. Well, it depends on the situation. So sometimes, sorry, I've just actually hijacked your
No, I'm just wondering what you mean by situation. Do you mean?
Well, in here, right? So in here, it's busy. Sorry, at work, it's busy, not in here. At work, it is so busy. And sometimes you're sort of, I'm running to the loo in between my clients and I have my phone and I take it with me so that I can have a quick reply to something or book a client at the same time because I don't have any other time. Or if I need to check emails or if I need to do some banking, then I'm like quickly doing that.
So will you do
not
that
necessarily on the toilet?
On the toilet?
You don't need to be specific, but I just sort of try and so that's the situation. At home, if I'm just casually making the dinner and I need to go to the loo in between or whatever, I would never just take my phone with me.
Do you not?
No, because what's the point? I could look at my phone in the kitchen while I'm making the dinner, while I'm doing something. I know you do, because last night when we came in and you were in the bathroom and I was in the other bathroom taking my makeup off, I could hear you watching something through the I could hear it through the wall and I was like...
To be fair, so last night I went, I always take my phone with me because...
I don't need to be detailed here because there's too much of that.
I won't detail. If I'm talking about the bathroom, I'll be speaking numbers maybe, okay?
No, that's worse.
So if I'm going to the bathroom, especially for like a longer period, I will I will 100% take my phone because it's a time for me to maybe watch a few minutes of a podcast, a few minutes of a YouTube video, check over things, have a look at things. But also, if I'm going to the bathroom for not as long a period of time, I still like to just check through my phone. It's a wee moment.
I know, but your hands should be busy, you know?
Well, they're not that busy. Like, there's fine.
I've got more free time to do that than you probably if I went to the loo. I mean, you should be concentrating on hands.
I know this pot is going, but one hand's enough.
It's going down the toilet.
It's going down the toilet.
That was such a Matthew joke.
So proud of you, babe.
So much babe this week.
So much, sorry. Do you know what I think now? It's what? Is this our 5th podcast?
No, I don't know.
Although, I know you say this and it's not true. So I've done like a few videos, do all these things, and you say, oh yeah, you're used to it, it's fine. I'm feeling much more relaxed now and much more, do you know, each week that goes by I feel more relaxed, which is why I'm probably calling you babe, because I would say that to you when we were out.
Yeah.
Yo, babe.
Did you have any more on the toilet conversation?
No,
the phone conversation.
I'm surprised it's only 60%. I think the other 40% are lying. They spoke about hygiene, but to be honest, I think they've also said that a high percentage of the percentage have dropped their phone down the toilet, which I think I've definitely done. I think
well, if you're going to sit on the toilet with your phone or stand, you kind of deserve that.
Where the issue comes is actually, the issue comes from when you drop your phone is when you've not actually got your phone in your hand. The issue comes if you've got your phone in your pocket or a hoodie and you go to sit down or something,
to be fair, falls out. I know somebody who did that, actually it fell out her hoodie, but she was cleaning the toilet. She wasn't actually doing the toilet.
And who was that?
Oh, doesn't matter.
Tell me who it was.
No.
Was it a close friend?
I think it was Julie.
Did she really?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure she told me that. I don't know if Julie listens to these, but
it's funny because Julie's first mention in the podcast is cleaning her toilet in a hoodie and dropping her phone down.
No.
Oh, Julie.
You just made up a name, eh?
They should have made up a name.
It's my friend.
But Julie, just if the phone was in the hand, you wouldn't have dropped it. They spoke about hygiene and stuff, but I just don't think that's really an issue because it's not. You're in the toilet anyway, aren't you? You're there, whether it's on your phone or not. But people have also dropped bank cards and keys down the toilet. If I'd done that, it'd make me better with keys than I am currently. I'm not good with keys, am I?
I remember, oh sorry, I was just going to tell you a wee story there.
Tell me a wee story, I want to hear it.
I was at my grand's house and I dropped a 50 pence down the toilet. I think it was maybe similar situation, and I was absolutely devastated because obviously, you know, 50 pence at that age, at that time was, and I remember coming through and saying, oh, what did I do? Like, I've dropped 50 pence. I couldn't, because I had a germ phobia when I was younger.
You still got that?
No, I had a massive germ phobia.
Did you?
Yeah, like worse than, like, I'll explain to you that later. But anyway, and I didn't know what to do, and I think my mum or my dad said, well, put your hands, like flush it, and the 50 pence will still be there because it's obviously heavy, and then put your hand in. And so I couldn't bear the thought of putting my hand in the toilet. But obviously my dad came to the rescue and did it. But yeah, that was my memory.
And now, if you drop me, would you?
Oh, I'd be right down there.
20 pence, you're getting it. I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying that.
What is it?
No, it's a toilet story.
You're actually blushing. You're blushing?
Yeah, so...
Babe, you're blushing.
People...
That wasn't the sunbed.
It wasn't the sunbed at all. It's just all coming back. I don't think I should say it.
Oh, was it that night? No. Did I know about this?
No, it was about blocking a bathroom, a toilet or something.
Right, maybe we know. Oh, Michelle will know about it.
Who?
Nothing.
Who will know about it?
Nothing. Anyway,
I actually don't know what you said.
No more name drops.
Michelle?
No,
oh, yes.
Matthew, don't. No. Sorry. Anyway, change the subject.
She watches them as well, or listens. So, I will say the story on another podcast, but the fact my face is going red thinking about it. So yeah, I was surprised that it was such a low percentage, and I do think people must be telling fibs if they say they don't go to the toilet with their phone. Do you know what? It's a nice time for anyone. You've got a couple minutes to yourself. You can check your phone and chill and.
See, it isn't though. Like that's what I don't understand. I don't have time to do that. I mean, I'm just in, out, and go.
There's times like
you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's times when if I'm watching the football in the house and I need the toilet and I can't quite wait till half time or the end of the game. I will run. Like I won't take my phone then. I will run to the bathroom so quick to the point that when I'm running back out of the bathroom, I'm still.
Right. Anyway.
So. That is my fact, not fact, but story.
Fact. I'm on the fact this week.
Stormzy, back onto Stormzy that we mentioned we were going to talk about again. His social media has disappeared.
Oh, I checked again.
Now Stormzy is massive on social media, on Instagram and Twitter in particular. He is massive. He uses it daily pretty much.
He's got a lovely dog that he puts stories up about it as well.
And it's gone.
But we don't know what he's saying about it because he's not on Twitter to talk about
it. He's got a Facebook page which is not posted since the 13th of December.
Won't be a proper one.
I don't think so. I think it's probably a token.
Fan page or something.
No, I think it's a real page, but I think he probably never uses it as a token sort of page.
Who does use Facebook really? not that many people.
Just offended. Like,
No, well,
do you know,
no, but
like,
not in the same way that they did.
about
You know.
70% of our YouTube watchers press the link on Facebook. So
Sorry.
I use Facebook every single day. Did you go on Facebook today?
Oh yeah, but I don't
That's
use
the end
it
of that
much.
argument.
I don't use it much.
Did you go on it yesterday?
I never said I didn't go on it. It's two different things.
Yeah.
Stop being smart.
Where are you going on it tomorrow?
Maybe I will, but I'm
So no, I'm only
just
joking.
forget.
I'm only joking.
But my
No, I'm
point
not-
is,
yeah.
because he's not posted since December, he might have been on it every day. Like,
It's a very
every
good
day
point,
they make
actually,
a post,
yeah.
I don't need to because I'm tagged in everything that you do. So, to the point that I think my friends are creating separate Facebooks so they don't see my stuff. No, but
So
just
for any of your friends that have done that, and obviously if they do that, they won't be watching this because they're fed up with me.
bring this up next week, you'll see what I mean.
Really? Has she muted me?
Who?
Has she created a new page?
No, but I said it jokingly. I asked her, I said it was because you were maybe bored of me. She's not, it was just a joke.
So to any of Alex's friends that are making up separate accounts because they're fed up with me tagging Alex and things, just mute me and it won't come up, will it? Even if I tag you in something, if they've muted me.
Joking, Matthew, it's fine. Stop stressing.
I'm hurt. Emotional.
Anyway.
What were we talking about? Stormzy, yeah, so the social media's gone. His social media had changed from Stormzy to, I think it's, is it Heavy? Is the head?
I had it, because I've been searching for Stormzy.
Heavy is the head, I think it
Stormzy
was.
that came up that I...
Because that is his album name.
Yeah, I know that.
So that was what his social media was. Well, HI.
Not on Instagram,
Yes.
was it? Well, when did it change? Because it wasn't...
sure it did.
Well, at the Brits it wasn't, because I tagged him in my picture.
No, in fact, you're right, because I tagged him in the picture as well. Heavy is the head.
Fans.
No, listen to this. Is so Heavy is the head world tour, which is verified on Instagram, is
is that
live.
his page?
No, because it's only he did a lot more than 14,500. No, but I'm just saying.
But his personal page is still gone.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what it's
his
called.
personal page on Instagram and Twitter have gone.
So it's still gone.
completely. But there's not been anything come out. So normally with
Maybe
this,
it's got Finsta.
maybe it does have a Finsta. It's a fake or false Instagram. It's a fake or false Instagram. What we don't know is whether he's deactivated and taken these down, possibly because of the media storm, like what done there recently, or if he's been if he's had his accounts suspended. We don't quite
It's
know.
both though.
It's because they're separate. They are separate
Same
companies,
time.
aren't they?
Well, I don't know, but just
No, they
separate
are.
regions.
No, because that's what I was interested in. Because Facebook and Instagram are the same company. So why he's got a Facebook? So there's something anyway. And
Well,
Instagram and Twitter are the three.
Should it all
So
come
anyway,
out in the wash?
it'll come out in the wash. So as after the biggest night of his life, I wonder if something happened at the after party.
But I think he was on it the next day because I was watching stuff that the next day that he
That he
put up that
posted.
night. So
So after like probably
Yeah.
the biggest awards night of his life within 24 hours, like strange, isn't it? It's also for a reason, and I'm sure
maybe
we'll
just
find
lots of
out.
holiday.
We'll talk about that on the next podcast, if anything comes out from that. So that is pretty much, that's a lot of the news this week. We are tonight, it's the first night in quite a few weeks that we've not got a party.
Well,
Party?
a birthday.
A birthday party. And they've all been amazing nights, really, really nice nights. But we are out for dinner tonight. Aren't we?
Yes, babe.
Where are we going, babe?
Don't know, babe. It's a surprise.
What are we doing? Why are we going out tonight? We're going to celebrate our love together.
Oh, shut up.
So we are going
Oh my
out for
goodness.
we are going out for dinner tonight.
Nancy's going to be cringing right
Nancy
now.
as Nancy commented. So Nancy wanted to comment on the post before, and she didn't think she could do it, but we taught her to comment. So I actually commented on our own video from Nancy's phone.
What did you do?
I commented.
What did you put? Sorry.
3 love hearts.
Oh,
And I replied, said, thanks so much, Nancy. And she liked it. So thanks so much, Nancy. And Nancy is a massive supporter of us and what we do, and she likes everything. She shares a lot. And
she's a true fan.
so thank you, Nancy. We do really, really appreciate it. So we're going to, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it on? We're going to. Is it Ondine or Ondine?
Ondine.
Ondine tonight. Seafood.
Seafood.
Seafood, and I eat it. Good old joke that. So seafood, it's meant to be beautiful. Neither of us have been before. You've wanted to go for a while.
Yeah.
And we're also going to be doing something for the channel tonight. I only told Alex about this about 5 minutes
There's
before.
always a catch. Alex, I'm going to...
That's right, it's seafood.
I'm going to treat you to a lovely meal. So, did you know you were treating me? I'm sure you said
I'm
that.
sure,
yeah.
yeah.
That's my Valentine's.
That's our surprise.
But there's always a catch.
No, there's not
a
always
nice
a catch.
night, just you and I.
It is
No work chat, no podcast chat.
It is a nice night with us, and nothing's going to change for that because we're going out for a nice dinner, we're going to have a nice time. But I feel that we want to keep on giving our channel good content.
Keep on giving.
We want to keep on giving, that's what we are, just giving. Okay? Don't pay to subscribe, just give a mojo. So what we're going to do tonight, once we finish this podcast, we're going out for dinner, which is going to be really nice, celebrate our love and all that. But we're going to vlog it. We're going to be filming, we're going out for dinner. And
Just a wee bit though.
It's not going to be massive, it's not going to be a massive insight, but we're going to do a little bit of video and when we're out and about so you guys can see on our YouTube channel that you subscribe to, that doesn't cost anything. You're going to see what we're up to. We're going to, it's going to be a little bit different for you guys, so as well as the podcast, there's going to be other little videos coming. We're also introducing interviews to our podcast that we've been going to do since the beginning. We've wanted to get ready ourselves and feel in a position that we're ready to take that leap. Take that leap.
Sure.
So that's going to be coming soon as well. We've got some ideas.
Who are we interviewing, Matthew?
We've got some ideas. We've got ideas who we want to interview, and we've started reaching out to people. We've got people that are reaching out. Come to me. We've also got a few people lined up for interviews, which we're going to be doing. We spoke to one of them today. So that's going to be an interesting one. So Alex is yawning away. Sorry, if you're yawning, how do you think the people that are watching are feeling?
Sorry.
Is it time to go? So no, there's going to be lots of interviews coming up. Don't know why I've done that with my hand. Lots of interviews coming up, which is going to be really fun, that we're going to be adding to the channel, as well as little vlog style videos when we're doing little bits and pieces. So it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Super excited.
Super excited. So, it's that it's that time of night. What noise, like, dun dun dun! Let me introduce it.
Sorry.
It's time for the What's a Chat with Alex and Matthew random fact of the week.
Why do you have to do that? It's really cringy.
What's your fact, babe?
It's not the Matthew show. Before it's a wedding dress fact.
Wedding dress.
It's a wedding fact.
Why is it a wedding?
Just because I've been chatting about that this week. Before white dresses, brides just wore whichever colour they wanted, except green, because this was associated with women of loose morals who would roll around in the grass. And do you know who started wearing a white wedding dress in 1840?
Who?
Queen Victoria.
Really?
She started it.
So that, I like that fact. Can I ask you a question on the fact? Do you think
You just wore your best dress.
the loose people, no, the loose
people.
the people of loose morals, do you think their dresses were white to begin with, but because they were rolling about so much in the grass, it became green?
I think that's the whole point of the fact. Did you not?
No, I did listen, so that's the point of the fact.
Obvious.
So,
Like, you've actually just ruined my fact.
I've not ruined your fact, I was just checking.
But that's the whole point of the green. Did you not?
But
get
that dress there hasn't been rolled about.
But you're not. But people aren't looking at this picture. They're listening to my fact.
Right. Okay. Sorry. So that's. So basically.
Okay. Well, I'll say my fact again. Before white dresses, brides just wore whichever colour they wanted, except green, as this was associated with women of loose morals that would roll around in the grass. So
yeah, I get a bit more. No, do you know what? I sort of.
I actually ruined my fact.
I didn't ruin your fact.
You did.
I didn't.
You did. Anyway.
So I get it. I do get it now. But I was good because the question I asked was just to back up your fact, really.
I'll remember this next week.
So everybody, I've enjoyed tonight's one. How have you felt?
It's time to go. Good.
It's almost.
Anyway.
We've got a bit of time, but I think
Comment
we've had
below. Subscribe. It's free.
Comment below. Subscribe. Leave a review. A lot of downloads on our podcast. Well, not a lot of podcasts. A lot.
Why would people download it so they can listen to it when they're not on Wi-Fi?
I think that's right. I don't know.
I don't really understand.
I don't know if downloads just mean they listen to it, but I don't know.
Doesn't
I'm
give
not
us
sure.
anything. It's not a new subscriber or anything.
I don't know if he's. No, I need to go in. Anyway, I'm not going to. I'll talk to this about dinner. So we're going to go out for dinner now. We are. I always get to the point and she's like, I don't know, get away, see you podcasters. No, thank you so much for listening, thank you so much for watching.
I'm going to the toilet and I'm taking my phone.
I want to say something before you go, okay? Before you go to your phone, and don't drop it. The plan that I want to do, and I've got to be a bit more structured with this, the video is going out on YouTube, 8 PM every Sunday night. That is the aim, that is the goal, and that's what we've been doing pretty much. And then for Spotify, Apple and all other providers, the podcast version is going to be going out at 7 o'clock or first thing Monday morning. So you commuters can listen to it on your way into work. That's the plan. So YouTube, 8 PM. Also quickly, a couple of clients have said to us when they came in that they've loved the podcast and they felt like they've just been sitting having a conversation with us, which is exactly what we want with this podcast. Sunday night, if you're watching it on YouTube, have a glass of wine, a cup of tea, a biscuit, something, and sit and chat with us about everyday things.
Yeah.
Podcasters that are listening on Monday morning probably don't have a glass of wine on the bus. Probably best not to do that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next Sunday. Lots to talk about, I'm sure. Babe?
Yes, babe.
What do you want to say?
Bye.
See you guys.